From a movie loosely based on a real character to a film based on a very real Australian one, Lasseter's Bones is set in the gold rush era and traces the footsteps of the man who discovered a rich stream of the stuff. Let's take a look.
Well, I've taken one guy at least 3 times. The other boys have taken him out a few more times. They say that he's been out 24 times as well.
Is that right?
Yeah, looking for Lasseter's gold.
Ah.
Bob's task was phenomenal. Everywhere I looked, I saw 3 potential hills. From up here, we thought we might cover more ground. But do the hills still look like sunbonnets from the air? And what do women in sunbonnets even look like anyway? For the first time, I began to consider what we were doing might be impossible.
What did you make of that one, Al?
Look, this is a fascinating piece of sort of, I guess, historical detective work. It's a character documentary with a really intriguing absence in it at its core. This man who's a real centre of historical conjecture and contradiction, Lasseter, who went into the outback, was kind of thrown into historical notoriety for discovering this kind of gold reef. Was also known, he had purported to design the Sydney Harbour Bridge. There are a number of other kind of points of eccentricity around him that have kind of thrown people back out into the desert, following his legacy to try and find this. So the film is a treasure hunt. It's a really intriguing piece of kind of investigative research, and it's also something that's very alive in the present, as well as being a historical piece that follows Bob Lasseter, who's his 85-year-old son, who still goes out into the desert to try and find his father's gold and restore the reputation and family name. And he's an absolutely amazing presence here.
This is one of the great Loch Ness Monster stories.
Absolutely.
Lasseter's Reef, isn't it? And it popped up, I think, just recently in I think it was the NT News, another sighting of it. And it'll probably never go away. And I don't want you to, maybe we should give a spoiler alert here, but I'm going to put my money on the fact that it's not found by the end of the film.
Oh.
Well, nothing's ever quite as simple as that. Well, I think what Luke Walker's found here is a story that's rich itself in kind of strange and wonderful moments, and a really kind of vibrant, vivacious sense of an Australian character whose history still continues. It's a really intriguing film. There's a great sense of discovery around it as you're trawling through the old newspapers and the journals and the fake journals. And
what's the cinematography like? Is it nicely shot?
Yeah, it's beautiful. You're out there in the landscape. This is Central Australia. Yeah, I mean, the thing with the hills is that Lasseter himself has a gift for the abstract. So he kind of described, things that on the way to the gold as this is a pharaoh's head, this is 3 women wearing bonnets. So there's almost a sense, as much as this is a documentary about Australian folklore and history and happenstance, of a bit of kind of childhood Goonies kind of coming back to you around the side.
We love the Goonies on the show.
Absolutely.
Al, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Nice to see you again.